Sorry about that, everybody. That was just a pathetic try to make a good intro. You get the gist here. We are gonna talk about our Dino deck that I just posted a while ago or a couple of days ago in my community tab. This type of build, well, actually, it's almost similar to the build that I made previously or a couple of months back. If you want to run the Scrap Raptors, you will run more than 42 cards. With this, it has its benefits, of course. The only difference here, if you already got a copy of Ground Xeno on hand, you have an additional monster that you can summon to the field with a Gigantozauler with a 3800 beat stick and has an effect that destroys 2 cards, one from your hand and one on the field of your opponent. And if this card is special summoned to the field, you can target one dinosaur monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So another good recycler, of course. If you have a miscellaneous stars in your graveyard, you can just bounce that back from your grave to your hand for the next turn. Now, apparently, majority of the people who already know about the Dinos, their weak spot is basically during the battle phase. So people, if you can remove their spell and trap cards or flip them face down during the main phase, it would be much easier for you to go into an OTK. So with regards to the main deck monsters, we have our Brick monster, or we have our only Garnet that we can use for our Ground Xeno, 2 copies of Drill and Lockbird. We are running for Archaeosaur and 2 copies of Petite Pteranodon. You can go with 1 copy of Archaeosaur and a copy of Petite Pteranodon, but I do prefer just going with a second copy of each, because if ever you have one and you draw into a copy of this during your starting hand, that is eventually a brick in some sort. So might as well gonna go for 2 of each. You're also be running Lost World here. Lost World is a really good Dino support. Once you normal summon or spell summon a Dino monster to the field, you can spell summon the token. So any normal monsters that will be popped will be protected by the Lost World, and you can pop 1 monster in your deck instead. So typical targets for this is the baby and a copy of Petite Pteranodon, 3 Ground Xenos, 1 copy of Xenometeorus. So if a card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can spell summon this card from your hand to the field. So this is immediately a level 6 tuner that you can go into the field, plus your level 4, so you can go into a copy of Baron the Floor or a copy of your Sheng Ying. Now, you always have 2 level 4s in the field, so going for Evil Czar monsters are your best choice. Also, your Baguska for stalling and a copy of your number 60 Dugaris. We are also running Cerberus here. Now, you can go with a copy of Nightmare Unicorn if you have a copy of it. I just prefer going with the Cerberus because having 2 materials rather than 3 is far better. But that's my own opinion. But you can go with Nightmare Unicorn if you want. Sprite Elf, Ivy Masquerena. You can go for Mech Knight, Crusadia afterwards, going for Appaloosa, or basically going for a copy of Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So that is basically all of our cards here in our deck, guys. Let's go towards the replays just to showcase this deck out in rank. So without further ado, let's go to the replays. Alright guys, so here we are with our replays, and we're going up against Gold Pride and Punks. Now, I already posted this one a while ago in my community tab, but here is the whole gameplay. So we got 2 copy of Babysaurus, 1 Misk, 1 Lost World, and a copy of Triple Tactics Talent. So this is the only board breaker that we have, and we're going second. So our guy is actually gonna make a full board here with the Punks and the Gold Pride. So Ogre Yancy is going to be dumped to the graveyard, getting a copy of Xiamin. Xiamin is going to search out a copy of Foxy Chun. Foxy Chun is going to be dumped to the graveyard with, of course, Maxie's dumped to the graveyard. That is shocking, but I think he has its reasons. Going for Sharkusi to the field and going for our fusion summoning into a copy of Rising Carp. Rising Carp is going to be tributed, going for a Wagon and a Deer Note. Then Wagon will search out the copy of the field spell, and then they will go into a copy of Jam, Drag, and Drive. Now, with these 2 here, it was supposed to be a copy of Sharkosai plus a level 8, but our guy is gonna spell summon a level 8, going for a rank summon. So 2 level 8s to the field, he's gonna summon a copy of number 90, Galaxy Ice Photon Lord, which is a monster negate. So with that extra draw, he managed to pull, I think he managed to pull off a copy of E-Tally here, but who knows, he got a ton of draw from it. But there we go. Banishing 1 Punk monster, spell summoning the Madame Spider, getting a copy of the Dangerous Gabu, which is a monster negate. Going for E-Telly, spell summoning another level 3. I think he chose Xiamin here. And then going for a copy of Captain Carry to the field. Chariot Carry, the Chariot Carry will search out a copy of Better Luck Next Time. Better luck next time, was it? Yeah, better luck next time, and then search out a copy of Leon, dumping a copy of Captain Carry to the graveyard. Leon is gonna be spell summoned, spell summoning Captain Carry to the field, and with Carry getting a hold of the trap card. Now, this trap card isn't useful at this point on because he already has the two Punk Monsters on hand, which is the copy of Pinballer or Rollerballer and a copy of Nitro Head. So basically, one face down card is going to be useless here. It's just going to be the negate that we're going to be taking note of. So he's going to summon a Captain Carry here, and I don't understand why he did not use the effect of Better Luck next time. Needless to say, on our draw, we got a copy of our Kyosar, and he managed to have a second copy of Maxi out of all those draws. So that's still pretty good on his side. Spell summoning a token to the field. So take note, the effect of the Lost World is any normal monsters that will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, it will destroy a monster in my deck instead. So this is basically a normal monster. So he managed to give me a token here. Normal summon the Arceusar is gonna negate it with a Dangerous Gaboo. I will need to trigger the effect of Galaxy Eyes here, which Misk is the primary source here. He's gonna go for a Photon Lord. And then he's gonna pop my card. Now this is kind of a misplay on his side here, but due to my Lost World, I can protect it, and then the Arceusar will be destroyed. So we still have a token on the field. Regardless, at least the Dangerous Gaboo is gonna be disjointed. So getting a copy of Double Evolution Pill, popping the two babies from the deck and in my hand. So spell summon two monsters to the field. It doesn't really matter what I summon here, but the Overraptor is kind of really good here at this point on, and a copy of PT Pterodon. So with that, Overraptor getting a copy of Superconductor Tyranno. Use the effect of Triple Tactic Selling, getting a copy of the Rollerballer so that he won't have any interruptions. Going for a copy of Cerberus here, destroying or trying to target the Leon to force activate it. And then he activates it, Synchro Summoning into a copy of, what you call that? Star Leon. So Star Leon is going to be on the field. So at this point on, he can pop one more card. But with the effect of the Misk, I can spell summon a copy of Meteors to the field. And then I should have gone with a copy of Shang Ying here, but might as well gonna tribute the monster for an Underworld Goddess of the Close World. And with this, I just spell summon my Superconductor Tyranno or Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, I mean, and then go for game. So that's basically it. Really good deck. I think this guy is not even running Nibiru here. But regardless, we already dropped a copy of Misk and we already won. Alright, so for game number 2, we're going up against Branded Despias here. So another dangerous deck, really scary. But we got a copy of Fossil Dig, a Misk, a Giant Rex, a Petit Pteranodon, and a copy of Call by the Grave. So that's still pretty good. So he's gonna normal summon Alibray here, getting a copy of Branded Fusion immediately or instantly. So we don't have any interruptions here, so that's pretty sad. But regardless, it's still okay though. Let's just fast forward this. He's gonna go for a copy of Albion, the Branded, spell summoning a monster to the field, or fusion summoning the monster to the field. Going for a copy of Lobelian, the Searing. Lobelian, the Searing is gonna get a copy of, or spell summon a copy of Mirror Jade to the field. So the typical stuff for a Branded deck, of course. The Bestial Lobelian is gonna be spell summoned the field, tributing the Albion, getting a copy of the Branded Beast, and then he's gonna go for a Dear Servant here. So another variant here for the Branded deck. So with the Garura sent to the graveyard, he draws one card, plus uses the Garura to be banished to spell summon the Maximus, sending two of my monsters to the graveyard, and he got another draw for it. So he's gonna go for Albion the Shrouded, dumping one card to the graveyard for Branded opening, and then ended his turn here. So got a copy of, what card was it? Branded Banishment, and then using the effect of Lulu Walith that was sent to the graveyard to spell summon the Quim. So at this point, we already have a really good hand, basically. So Branded Beast and Banishment is not gonna be that totally a problem for us. As long as we drop a copy of Misk, we're good to go. And of course, we remove the cards in the back row or on the back row before the battle phase. So that's our main goal here. So go for Misk here, dumping to the graveyard so that our dinosaurs will be unaffected. Go for Fossil Dig, getting a copy of Baby Cersaurus. Go for Overraptor, getting a copy of our Kaiju the Mirror Jade. And with Misk, we banish one card, spell summoning the Arceusar, popping the Baby. Baby is gonna get a copy of the Double Evolution Pill. And then Baby will get, or spell summon a copy of Petit Pteranodon. Petit will be popped, getting a copy of the Baby to the field, Petit will be spell summoning a copy of Meteorus, just so we can trigger the 2 back rows. And with that, going for a copy of UCT, popping the baby, flipping all the cards face down, and getting a copy of Megalo Smash to the field. With the Archaeosaur special summoning the Link Kuriboh for an additional slot on our main monster zone, our guy is going to spell summon a copy of Magnum to the field. Now, take note, I just want to destroy the 2 back rows before going into battle phase. So Baron on the floor is going to be our main choice here. Baron is going to use the effect of Beast here, which we negate with a copy of Baron on the floor. There we go. And then we pop the back row, of course. And then since we already have Coldberry Grave here, we're actually good for an OTK. So with that, we just want to resolve this one, basically. So resolve that, Coldberry Grave the monster he's trying to target, and then there we go. So go for game. UCT will destroy any face down or defense fusion monsters in general. So that's 4,000 with the 4 monsters face down, and attack for 3,000, and attack for 1,800 for game. So that's our second game, boys and girls. Let's go for game number 3. Alright guys, so for game number 3, we are going up against Kashtiras here. 1 Petite, 1 Miscellaneousaurus, 1 Oviraptor, 1 Pankratops, and a copy of UCT. So we're going first, and this is one of the big issues here with Dinos as well. Drool and Lockbird. Maxi is not really a big issue here. It's just Drool and Lockbird, because we can add more cards to our hand, basically. So with that, Archaeosaur is just gonna go for a copy of Link Kuriboh as our only defense here. So our guy is gonna get use a copy of the Wraith Soth, getting a copy of Unicorn here. So I just pray that he doesn't summon the Fenrir in attack position and attack so that they can banish 1 card. But regardless, I have hopes that we can survive here. So with that, Fenrir is gonna be on the field, getting a copy of, what did he get here? The Rice Heart. Then Rice Heart will banish, lock 1 zone from the Shangri-Ira, and then use the effect of the Wraith Soth. Now I did a minor misplay here, basically, because I forgot the effect of the Wraith Soth, that it pops every time once the Shangri-Ira will use its effect. But there we go. Our guy is gonna get more cards and just basically attack my monster here. Theosis will get 1 card, and he does not spell summon the monster that he got from the hand, basically. I don't know why, but I think maybe it's just for like safety reason. I don't know. But there we go. And then go for an attack. And yeah, I still survive this one. The best thing about here is we got the Pankratops. So he's ended his turn there. During my standby phase, he will summon a copy of Unicorn, which is not really that big issue here. Go for Pankratops, pop the copy of the Rice Heart, or the Rice Heart, I mean. And then we're free to move. He's gonna use the Unicorn. Doesn't really matter for me. But I kind of forgot the effect of the Wraith Soth. That's why this was a kind of a minor misplay on my part. But there we go. And then Mist is gonna be banished. He ashed that one, so I think that's pretty okay, I would say. There you go. And still, we got 2 dinosaurs in the graveyard. We summon UCT. Pop 1 baby in our hand, flipping them face down, going for Oviraptor. Ovi is gonna get a copy of Mist. Mist is gonna be sent to the graveyard. Then Petite is gonna be normal summon, popping the Petite, spell summon the Meteorus. Petite is gonna summon another level 4, and going for Sheng Ying. And there we have it. So we ended the game with just these cards. There you go. Burn for 1,000, burn for 1,000, and go for game. So that's game number 3. Let's go for game number 4. We have 1 Droll, 1 Baby Ceratosaurus, 1 PT Pteranodon, 1 Mist, and 1 Fossil Dig. So our guy is going first, and since we have Droll and Lockbird, might as well gonna use it. So going for Birth, he's gonna go for the 1 copy of Birth. Regardless, it's fine. He doesn't have any interruptions. Our guy is gonna banish 1 card from our extra deck. It's not really a main issue here against a Kashtira deck because we're just using UCT to end the game majority of the time. So you're gonna go for the 3 level 7s, going for a copy of a Rice Heart here. So typically, a not really good choice for him, but I think that's the only choice that he can make here. So we got a copy of Ground Xeno, really good. Going for a copy of Fossil Dig. We already got the Mist on hand. It's still pretty good, but we can't dump it just yet because it needs to be in the graveyard. Going for Overraptor, search a Kaiju. Yes, Overraptor can search the Kaiju. Dumping a Mist. Our guy's gonna dump a copy of Maxi as a chain, but we are now uninterrupted. I'm just making sure that the back row is not an imperm or anything that removes my cards during the battle phase. So might as well gonna go for a Baron on the floor first before going to my UCT. There you go. Arceosaur is gonna get a copy of Double Evolution Pill. Petit will be spell summoning the Meteorus. Overraptor will destroy the Arceosaur, spell summon the baby. And then we go for a copy of Baron on the floor here. That's good. Popping the back row, and we confirm it's not an imperm or whatsoever. So we go for a fusion summon. Finally, we use the Xeno card here. So there we go, our first Gigantozauler. Like I said earlier, you can fusion summon if you have the what you call this? The Ground Xeno on hand, or if you draw into a copy of Ground Xeno. So that's an additional summon to the field. So with a Gigantozauler, we managed to get a copy of Meteorus to the field. Since Meteorus hasn't actually used its effect, might as well gonna use it. So UCT is gonna be on the field. Giant Rex is gonna be activated, spell something to the field, and then we need one slot vacant on our field, so we need to pop the baby. And chaining with our Meteorus to the field. Now, I don't know why I activated baby here, but it wasn't that relevant. And there we go, going for game. Which he just scooped. But anyways, those were the replays, and that is the deck profile for you guys today. What are your thoughts on the new dinos? Are they insane? Do you like it? Anyways, keep safe, good luck. If you like this kind of content, I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye. Oh yeah, like and subscribe.